Now I'm recording. Yo, man. It's the Chop It Up podcast. It's your boy Hawklyfe, and I'm back with another one. What you just heard was Starting Again by my special guest, independent artist, Mockingbird. Mockingbird, introduce yourself to the people, let them know where you're from.
Hi, hello. I'm Mockingbird. I am from Connecticut in the US.
Oh, man. Connecticut is in the goddamn building. First and foremost, excuse me, I might do a lot of cursing. But
It's all good. It's all good.
yeah, all good. First and foremost, tell them how you came about using the name Mockingbird as your stage name.
Um, well, for the longest time, I knew that I wanted to go with something different. I didn't want it to go with any of the Lil and the Youngs and all that shit. Um, I think really it came to me in our freshman year. I am a junior in high school right now, and we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird.
Hmm.
And one of the quotes in the book, it's towards the end of it, one of the characters was talking about mockingbirds, and basically they said that um, mockingbirds, they don't ruin crops, they don't eat shit, dig shit up, they just make music for everyone to enjoy. And then they kind of summarize it with saying that's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird, because they're not doing any harm, they're just singing their hearts out. And I think honestly that's probably, it resonated with me a lot, so I thought that adopting the name mockingbird would um, be a nice tribute to the book, and I think it kind of sums up my whole idea.
Um, I absolutely agree. I know you dropped two EPs. From from the sound of every song, there's literally pain and truth running through it. Um, being young, I'm assuming you're about 16, 15, 16, being young, maybe 17, being young, and allowing
17 is
yourself. Huh?
17 is September.
September 17 in September. I just think it's cool how you allow yourself to be vulnerable. I immediately uh recognize that you use music as an outlet. It's a release for you. It's probably healing, therapeutic. Um, and it's crazy. We're gonna get in depth into some of these songs. I'm gonna give you a song, one of your songs, and you just tell me the creative process behind making it.
Yeah.
Um, sheesh, I'm on the wrong page. All right. Let's start with the song we just heard. I start again. Tell us what was the creative process behind making it.
All right. Well, so with the whole EP, minus the introduction and the second track on the last track, I actually knew the producer for the tracks. I was friends with him at one point. We had a falling out, but I knew that what I had come up with for those songs, I felt that I should be able to put them out there. I felt that I shouldn't just scrap them because I wasn't friends with the producer anymore.
Absolutely.
And basically, that was the last song I wrote for the EP.
Mm.
I knew where I wanted to go with it, but a lot of the issues, what it basically boiled down to was I honestly just couldn't find the melody for it. I knew that I wanted it to be personal. I knew I wanted to talk about a lot of things in my life, hoping that people could relate. But at the end of the day, I just couldn't find the melody for it. And one day I woke up and it was just there. So I was like, I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna just write. And that's exactly what you hear in the song.
Absolutely. Every song that I think I heard from you made me feel something. When music does that, it stands out. A lot of people don't understand that. And then on top of that, every song you made the intentional choice to make it not like everybody else. It stands out on its own playing field. You not only rap, uh, you sing in different chords. You gave me a little Johnny Cash on the intro and the interlude. And then you
Yep.
turn, you gave me the soft melodic. As we went through the song, it was a vibe. It was a whole vibe. And I just had to point that out. Let's talk about wondering.
So with Wandering, the first half of the track, as I said, was I knew the producer. Um, and I thought just kind of from the get-go, I thought that it would be an interesting idea to have the EP end with an interlude because usually you find those in the middle, usually have an outro or just any other track. So I thought it'd be a nice little spin to just kind of end it with an interlude because it kind of like leaves you question like, is there more to it? How could it end with an interlude? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Um, and for the longest time, it was just supposed to be that little guitar bit with me singing. That was the track. It was only like 2 minutes long, but by pure chance, I was just chilling on YouTube, and I came across the second beat in the song, and it's the very beginning of it. The melody is very similar to one of my favorite movies. It's called Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It's really cool. All about space. And for the longest time, I had wanted to make a song that sampled that movie soundtrack. And just by pure chance, I find one. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to write to this like right now. And what it started out with was the idea was me in space. It's samples the movie called Interstellar. I refer to that portion of the song as Interstellar, and it was supposed to be about me up in space and just kind of leaving the world behind. Going to see what's out there because I find myself anchored to a lot of just my own problems and just the world's problems too. The systemic racism and just all of the issues. It weighs anyone down. No one's invincible to that. And what it turned into by the end, I didn't even realize this. A lot of it was like a double entendre, if you will. It kind of played on the idea of me going to space, me leaving the world behind, but in a way, music and writing it and recording it and putting it out, that is space for me. That is interstellar. That's my heaven. So I feel like it ended up working out really, really well in terms of the overarching theme.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Absolutely. What I like about you, you think outside the box, and you kind of represent that in your music. You're not ordinary at all. What you're doing with this music right now, you're not ordinary, and I literally can't wait to see what you do in a couple years and how you grow, musically wise. Definitely, I think you'll have a career in the future. Definitely, definitely. It's just a matter of It's just a matter of continuing to do what you do and allowing yourself not to be in one box. And I'm excited. This why you kind of wanna. I tell this to people a lot, but when I say it, I mean it. You're the reason I do this for underground artists, because there's artists like you that need to be heard, that has these eclectic sounds and these different styles that stand out amongst the crowd, and they need to be heard.
Yeah, no, like I deeply appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, definitely. One song that touched me, but it's totally up to you to talk about it. But it touched me because I had dealt with personal loss myself, and this song I felt so much pain listening to it, and then so much relief. And it like came out like I felt like I was going through the motions with you. So let's talk a little bit about "Smile," which is in dedication to John Bowery.
Yeah. Um, I think honestly, I've been writing music for a while. I think it's going on 2 or 3 years now. I only recently got a microphone to start recording by July of last year. So, I have a number, dozens and dozens of songs written. And I
Hmm.
think honestly, this one, it stands out not just because it's personal, but because I don't know, it's just I don't really have any other songs like it.
Yeah.
Um, it's in dedication to my childhood best friend.
Yeah.
He died back when I was 6. It was Thanksgiving 2010. And I just, for as long as I could remember liking music, dancing to it as a kid, or, just expanding my genres, I just knew that, all right, if I'm going to be doing this music shit, there is no way in hell I'm going to go through it without making at least one song for him. I gotta pay homage to, my idols and my role models. And he's definitely at the top of that list. So, I mean, honestly, I came up with the ending first just because that was the melody that popped in my head.
Yeah.
And it stayed like that for a while because I couldn't figure out really how to put it into words and pay respect to him. I wanted to do it the best way I possibly could. And it got around to his anniversary. And I was like, all right, I gotta put in the work. I gotta finish it on his anniversary at least.
Yeah.
So as painful as it was for me, I sat down and I just worked through it. I just constantly reworking lyrics to make sure that it sounded perfect because I'm a perfectionist, and with a song like that, can't be anything less.
Absolutely. I did a song for my brother who passed away of an aneurysm a while back, a couple months back, and we did a song called "In Your Memory." Uh, 2020 has been a tough year, just in general. There's a lot been going on in the world. Took a lot of losses over the years, so I understand loss and grief and pain, and using music as a way to vent and a way to cope with it. That started me. I started with poetry as my way to vent, and then it went on into music and all this other beautiful harmonies that's happening these days. It's going on and all that, and definitely it was a moving tribute. I know if heard it in heaven, he's smiling because it was definitely a moving tribute. Dope, dope. It was a dope way to say thank you. It was a dope way to say I still got you here. We on this journey together, so it was really dope. I enjoyed it. What's your creative process like in the studio in general? Like,
Again, I appreciate it.
yeah. What's your creative process like in general? Like when you're in the studio and you putting something together, like what's that process? Like is it you just go in, track, song, or it's a vibration, or just kind of break that down to
Well, my process for any song, usually I might come across something on accident. I might ask for something to be made because I want to, I can't find it anywhere else. Or I actually, I go out and I search for something to use. If I don't write in like a week or two, I don't want to fall behind in the schedule. So I'll just like go out there and see what I can find. But really, almost every time, it just starts with like a single phrase. I'll just listen to it, and my brain immediately goes to like all different types of melodies, different types of ideas of where the song could go. And I just try and go over every possibility until um what something sticks out. And it's usually just like a simple phrase or even a couple words, and I'll just build off of that. Usually, it's kind of like a gut reaction. If it's something sad, then that's what the song's gonna be. I'm not gonna try and change the meaning right off the bat.
Yeah,
So it's pretty much the same for everything.
yeah,
A lot of it just comes from pure chance, seeing what sticks.
yeah. Yeah, words like that sometimes you got it, you just got it, man. Um, what artists influence you musically?
I think honestly, I have top three
Mm,
in terms of like from when I was youngest up until now. It's in no real order. My top three would have to be Michael Jackson for one, King of Pop. Can't leave him
yeah,
out of there.
definitely.
Eminem
Mm,
and X Tentacion.
mm.
That's my top three.
Yeah, rest in peace to triple
Yeah,
extensions and Michael Michael Jackson, man. Crazy talented young brother. Life cut short. Uh, definitely was gonna be a legend in his time and in his prime, man. Artists like him in Juice World. It's unfortunate we lost him so early. I didn't get to Juice World and X Tenacious music till later on, like really, like literally weeks before they passed. And I'd heard um Juice WRLD on samples of some songs he did Bandit with NBA Youngboy. Then he did one of the songs that stood out to me was Wishing Well, one of his songs that came out post his death, and that was just a crazy visual, crazy all the way around.
yeah,
But that goes to show how eclectic standing out in the crowd is, how thinking outside the box just genuinely works. Um, But that was an interesting type thing. I know you can't the goat. You got Eminem. I should have knew that was a dead ringer from Mockingbird. I should have knew that was a dead
yeah.
ringer. Um, but I understand. I grew up on Michael Jackson and Jackson Five, and I grew up on Eminem. Sorry, Mom was one of my favorite songs. I still know to this day every word. And if I
Yeah.
sing around my mama, she might smack the hell out of me. But I'm just saying,
Worth it.
I will sing every damn word. Um,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. Tell us about Euphoria.
What was that?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Yeah. So the thing with that track was, um, because like I said, I've been playing this shit for a while,
Yeah,
and the whole euphoric somber EP wasn't even supposed to be a thing. It wasn't supposed to be the first or anything.
yeah,
It was like spontaneous. I was like, all right, I'll just put this together real quick, put it out before the end of the year, and just be done with it. The thing with Euphoria was I kind of got into like a certain area of SoundCloud where a lot of the beats were like similar in a way. They were very spacious and they were very interpretive, I feel like. And that was just one of the beats. And it was a new genre that I never really written to before. And I wanted to go for it, just tackle on something new.
yeah,
And cool part about that track is it's not like identical to the beat that I found because when I was mixing it with my cousin, because he's my producer,
mm-hmm.
he heard it and he was like, "Yo, I gotta start adding shit to this." So like we were up all night working on it on FL,
Yeah,
and he basically started adding like heavy 808s and basses and hi hats and everything. So he actually like, in a way, I gotta give him credit because he amplified um the whole vibe to it, the whole atmosphere. So I gotta shout out the bro Triple Digit, my cousin Sean. So
yeah. I
uh
seen him on a lot of the tracks. He produced a lot of. Yeah, shout out Triple Digits.
yeah,
Definitely. I was just looking at that because I was looking at the music. It was so many. I know one of the tracks that he did was he helped produce. Also, Golden Streak was Golden Lady. Just give us a kind of rundown behind Golden Lady.
I'm sorry.
One of the tracks I know that he helped produce was Golden Lady. Give us the process behind Golden Lady.
So the thing with Golden Lady, so the feature Cartel, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, he actually like recorded that verse like a year and a half ago and sent it to me because I didn't have a microphone at that point, so I couldn't do anything. I just had the lyrics, I had the melody, but I couldn't actually put it into a song.
Yeah.
So it would just kind of, just like a lot of my other songs, it lay dormant for a while until I could, record it. And the thing behind that song was the very opening lines, talking about like a nuclear missile shot full of rabies and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be very like Eminem, Slim Shady type. I wanted it to be kind of like outlandish, not really making total sense.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a little shout out to him. Um, and I knew that I wanted it to be lyrical. I wanted it to be kind of not like fast, but I wanted it to be continuous. I didn't want there to be a lot of breaks in between. I wanted it to be kind of like, left, right, jabs, just all around. And Cartel did what he did with the track. I like what he was able to bring to it. There's definitely a contrast, not just in the mixing, but in the lyrics and the what flows we chose. And I absolutely love the piano. I love the beat. So I knew I wanted to do something with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I kind of consider myself a perfectionist when it comes to putting a song together. Like I would literally have it complete, and I'll go and find something wrong with it, or feel like I need to do more. Would you consider yourself a perfectionist, or you content when the project's complete and feel like you've done everything you had to do to it?
Would I consider myself what?
A perfectionist when it
Did you
comes
say
to music.
perfectionist?
Yes, a perfectionist.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I think in a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't be, um, like all hands on because I don't really produce a lot. I haven't really had the time to learn the ins and outs of making a beat and what that process is like. But I think in terms of writing, definitely, I'm a huge perfectionist. What it comes down to is if I choose a lot of it with how I write, the way I see it is it all comes down to syllable count. It all comes down to syllable count
Absolutely.
because you can have a good melody, but if you leave those two extra words, it can throw off everything else. So I have to, when I establish a melody in my head, I have to stay strict to it. And if I decide to change it up, then I got to make sure that it's a natural change. It doesn't come out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
And I'll rework my lyrics all the time to make it fit, to make it sound right. I try to get it grammatically right too, so it doesn't sound too hard on the ears. It sounds natural and it sounds correct.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I try to bring whatever idea or image I have in my head. I try to bring it to the paper,
Yeah.
and then from there to the song, to the ears. I want it to be um, like a window. Each song is a window into whatever's going on up here. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I feel like if I wasn't a perfectionist, it'd be disrespectful to the listeners. It'd be disrespectful to the fans if I wasn't a perfectionist.
True. True. I feel like that too when it comes to music. I feel like that. Just a side note to all my YouTube people out there in YouTube land. Y'all know this our road to 1,000 subscribers, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, man. Cause when we come down and hit that 1,000 subscribers, be a giveaway. Y'all know, man. So be in tune. Don't miss out on these great artists and this great content. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about the giveaway. It's about giving these artists the platform to be seen, and y'all need to come see them. Cause y'all, if y'all not listening to none of their music, especially Mockingbird, you losing. Now, with that being said, I be having to tell them, man, cause I don't know what they be doing.
Yeah, no, I respect it.
Um, how important is making music to you?
Making music to me is just about as important as it gets. Um, I'm sure there's probably very few things I would hold near it or above it. It's, as a lot of artists say nowadays, it's therapeutic, not just for you to listen to, but it's therapeutic for me to create. It's a very time consuming process. I think the most I've spent writing was maybe 4 or 5 hours just on a feature verse, not even a solo track.
Right.
So, I just, it's kind of like my mind just goes on airplane mode or like idle. It just starts writing. I doesn't really think about anything else.
Yeah.
And that's a relief, to kind of get away from all that. I can just focus on what's in front of me, not what I have to do tomorrow or what happened, that day. I can just focus on the now. And I feel like not a lot of people do that anymore. And it's it's unfortunate that so many people are stressed about tomorrow because today can slip by and that could be it for you. You never know it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's how it is. It's either you in reality or you're not. And a lot of people get caught outside of reality. They don't want to face what's going on today. They figuring they surviving. I heard somebody say this. I believe it was Gilly the King. Shout out Philly. I was looking at one of his Instagram posts earlier, and he was saying that people are content with just surviving. You gotta want to win. You can't just survive. And it was a good point that we live each day like there's time, you know, and we gotta understand that time is short. So we gotta focus on every moment and grasp every moment that's going on. So it was just a good analogy, and I just wanted to put that out there. But who is your dream collab?
My dream collab? Oh, Jesus. Well, I have to say just Eminem, you know? It'd be cool to try and take him on. I like to be very competitive with my writing, you know, and I feel
Yeah,
like I could stand my ground with him, you know, if I really put my mind to it. I could stand my ground.
yeah, interesting. It might be a banger. Is you awkward? He kind of awkward with the style, so
Yeah.
that'll be different. That'll be different. That's one of
Yeah.
those I would have to definitely tune in because that's going to be woo. Em, if you're listening, Dre, Dre, cook it up. Um,
Yeah.
who the top 5 artists in your playlist today?
Top five artists. Um, Eminem, obviously.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, obviously. X, Nirvana,
Mm,
and probably a Texan band called Cigarettes After Sex.
that's,
Probably my top five right now.
that's crazy. Um, yeah, that's crazy. I like that your music playlist is very not. It's very shared. I'm gonna say it like that. It's very shared. You got
Yeah.
different styles of genre that you're listening to, and that's kind of how I am. They might catch me listening to pop, might catch me listening to a little bit of rock here and there, a little bit of bluegrass, a little bit of jazz. Cause I'm from New Orleans, so jazz. I'm from the birthplace of jazz music in itself. But having so many eclectic sounds where I come from, that's kind of what inspires me to make music, and inspires me to love different sounds from other places and wanting to mash them. Um, so you got any shout outs, man? You got any people you want to shout out, man? Shout them out.
Yeah, you know, I already said my producer, my cousin, my brother, Triple Digit, Sean. I know you're laughing right now watching this. Um, my best friend Alex. You know, he plays bass, so you know, you never know, a collab on the way.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, he's been there for me for years, as long as I can remember. You know, obviously my family. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, just the support and everything.
yeah,
Um, I gotta always gotta bring it back to John, you know, kind of like the start of it all, kind of led me to this point. Um, and then also my dear friend Cassie, Iris, I have to give her a shout out too because I'm not sure what I would do without her. You know, she's just a dear friend, keep them close, right?
yeah, absolutely. Um, hold on one second.
Yeah,
The sets that you got in your hand, that's for men. But they are $4 a set. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, excuse me. I'm in my shop right now, so I might stop
all good, bro, all
service
good.
a customer or something. But definitely, man. Those who are there for you, that's who you should have in your circle. I tell people all the time, keep your circle as minimal as possible. You know, the ones that you got around there, they got your interests at heart. Those the ones you keep around. The ones that's bringing the negative energy and vibes, you don't have them around you. Especially when you're talented and you're trying to make some of yourself beyond and you're trying to elevate, you need people that's elevating alongside you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the critique on that. Let the people know where they can find your music at, what platforms you're on.
Yeah, so I am on SoundCloud currently. Just look up Mockingbird. and it's a yellow icon, sounds like a yellow pumpkin.
Yeah.
Um, I plan to be moving to YouTube maybe by the end of the year, early next year. Got to see how it all works out. Um, if you go to my SoundCloud, you can get my other socials.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think that's it. Check out my Twitter too. I tweet a lot. And if you really want to get to know me, then that's the place to go. That's where I vent out the most.
Absolutely. I had to get out because I was gonna say some stuff, but definitely, man. It was a pleasure having you on. It was a pleasure you coming in and chatting with us about your music and giving us the breakdown of your story. Um, Definitely tune into this young man. I think he's gonna be one of those talked about in a couple of years. Let's give him. I say give him about 2, 3 more years, and he's still tuning his craft, but he putting out some good shit. Some shit that's better than a lot of the stuff that's coming out here, and it has substance. Most importantly, it has substance. Um, and I'm definitely excited to see what happens, man, in a couple of years from now, man. With the music, man. But y'all know before I get out of here, um, YouTube, man, y'all know before I get out of here, although this is pre-recorded, y'all know before I get out of here, I gotta hit y'all with a dope freestyle before I walk out the building. And before I do that, why I'm doing after I do that, if my guest would like to join in, he's more than welcome. But I'm gonna kick it off with a dope freestyle. Listen, they call me the Hawk. I say that's my life. I live it right, never wrong. Get high might light up a bone. This sound like a Chris. This sound like a Chris Brown song. Damn, forgive me for the sins that I have committed. I'm tripping. I'm losing my life. I'm lifted. They say they say why you young, black, and gifted. I say because I did it. Would never let her put me on their shit list. Burn them like a biscuit. Tell them that I did this. Don't miss me. I'm on the top of your list. Top 5. You better understand. I'm well equipped. This ain't the Titanic, but I make them abandon ship. Tales from the crypt. I got a story to tell. How we living in heaven, but it feel like hell. And rest in peace to Screech from Saved by the Bell. Ew. Just a little something, a little freestyle. Just a little something.
Yeah, bro.
That's master.
That was nice. That was clean.
Yeah, it was clean. It was clean. Chop it up the podcast, man. Like I said once again, man. Special thanks to my special guest, Mockingbird. Make sure you go follow him. Connecticut independent artist Mockingbird. Make sure you go check him out, man. Yeah, when he graduate high school and go to college, it's gonna be on a whole nother level. I hope he take up
Yeah.
music when he get to college. It's gonna be a whole nother level. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. Shout out to y'all out there in YouTube land, man. It's the Chop It Up podcast. It's your boy Hawklyfe. Chop, chop, chop it up. Let's talk.